and most of you know obviously who he is, and we'd like to give him a warm reception and thank him for being here. Set up, but after he speaks with us, give us about 15-20 minutes, and we're going to do a little meet and greet, and so you'll be able to talk to Mr. Holtz.
Well, I try to put on more than you, but
It's sort of like a game day thing, right? Saturday morning.
After we're done, I'll take whatever pictures you need. Do whatever you want. I do have to catch an airplane tonight, and that airplane's easier to catch before it leaves the ground. But first of all, you have no idea how nervous I got when you stood up when I was introduced. I thought you were getting up to leave. And you know, being the head coach at Notre Dame, you have a tendency to sometimes lose your humility. But several years ago, my mother had a stroke at age 62, was paralyzed, was in a nursing home. My sister was a nurse, she was head of it. So I'd go see my mother every chance I got. I also would try to get an opportunity at times to visit some of the other patients there. And one day there was a lady sitting at a table and she looked very lonely, and I went over and started talking to her, and she looked at me real funny, and I said, "Do you know who I am?" She said, "No. But if you go to the front desk, they'll tell you who they are." You just learn to be. I am delighted to be here. You know a little bit about me. Let me tell you what I know about you. I know I'm talking to a group of people. They're very, very competitive. I'm talking to a group of people that have a very difficult job, but a very important one. I understand we have insurance people, we have Servpro people, we have various people. I understand that. But let me make sure that you understand who Lou Holtz is not. I'm not a singer, I'm not a dancer, I'm not an entertainer, I'm not an intellect. 10% of you won't remember 10% of what I said 10 minutes after I said it. I'm not going to preach to you, I'm not going to lecture to you, I'm going to talk to you. I don't stand behind a podium, I don't use any notes. The stories I share with you are absolutely true. I'm not a very complicated individual. I'm not a singer, dancer, as I said. I'm not an intellect. When I graduated from high school, I was in the lower third of my high school class. If it was not for people like me, there could have been no upper half in class. Notre Dame did not think I was smart enough to go to school there as a student. But they thought I was smart enough to coach there, so I guess you have to be smarter to be a student than you do to be a coach. And I'm not an athlete. I wished I was, but I love golf. I live in Orlando, and several years ago I was playing at Bay Hill, and I was paired with Arnold Palmer. I played so bad because I was so nervous. We lost money, and we're in the locker room. I said, "Gee, Arnie, I'm sorry, I never played before." He said, "Oh, you played before, have you?" So I'm just a very, very simple individual. And when I went to the University of Notre Dame, Father Joyce said, "Coach, there are certain things at Notre Dame are not negotiable. Don't think you're going to come here and change them." I said, "What are they?" He said, "We don't take transfers, we don't redshirt, we don't have an athletic door. We're going to play the most difficult schedule we can find, we expect to win." He said, "We have high academic standards, aren't going to change it. We don't have good football facilities, we don't want to improve them. We don't want somebody to come here because of our weight room, we want them to come here because of our chemistry department." He said, "The other thing that we aren't going to change. We have a policy, the head football coach at Notre Dame is not allowed to make more than the president of Notre Dame. The president of Notre Dame is a priest that took the vow of poverty. They paid me $95,000, I paid them $75,000 because I had 3 children at Notre Dame and free tuition didn't kick in till you'd been there 5 years. But he didn't say a thing that would keep us from winning. He didn't say you could only play with 8 and everybody else has 11. What he said, you're going to have problems, you're going to have difficulties, you're going to have obstacles. I'm an old man. My birthday candles cost more than cake. But the one thing I do know, no matter how old you are, You're always going to have problems. You're going to have worries. You have concerns. And don't tell people about your problems. 90% don't care. The other 10% are happy you got them. June 22nd, 2015. 2:30 in the morning, I'm awakened by the smoke alarm. Our house is on fire. Was hit by lightning. I wakened my wife and we got out with our bathroom. Now I'm on record, I wakened my wife. I'm not sure she would have wakened me, but you don't know. The house burned to the ground. Approximately 1 month before the house burned down, we're driving in the driveway and I said to my wife, when you're in East Liverpool High School, did you ever think you live in a home this beautiful? My wife's very religious. She said, this home doesn't belong to us. It belongs to God. She said, Lou, everything we have belongs to God. And she meant it seriously. So a month later, the house burned down and saying, God, you ought to do something about your house. And there we are, 8 o'clock in the morning. Nothing but smoldering ashes. My wife's crying hysterically. I said, you have 24 hours to cry, to wallow in self-pity, to feel sorry for yourself. But come 8 o'clock Monday morning, we're never going to look back. The Lord put eyes in front of our head rather than back so we see where we're going rather than where we've been. After 8 o'clock Monday morning, we're not going to say, woe is us, why is this, etc. We're going to move forward. I gave her an unlimited budget to rebuild the house and she exceeded it. But that's how we handle problems. You just move forward with them. And then, about an hour before the press conference, this was a Wednesday before Thanksgiving, 1985. We're sitting there in Father Hesberg's office. He said, Lou, in an hour, we're going to go out there and I'm going to announce to the world you're the head football coach at Notre Dame. I'm going to announce to the world you're the coach. I cannot announce to the world you're the leader of the Notre Dame football team. He said, I give you the title, because titles come from above. He said, the players will determine if you're a leader. I said, what makes a leader? He said, if you're a leader, you have a vision where you want to go. You have a plan how you're going to get there. You lead by example. You hold people accountable for the choices they make. And he was a great leader. One day we're having dinner, I said, Father Hesberg, why did you make Notre Dame co-educational? He said, I had a vision of Notre Dame being the best, one of the top 10 academic schools in the country. He said, we cannot do that if we're going to eliminate 1/2 of the most talented people in this country. That's why he made it co-educational today. The Mendoza School of Business, #1 in the country, Notre Dame's a top 10 school. He had a vision, he had a plan. See, ladies and gentlemen, everything starts with a vision. And don't make the mistake I made. I've done a lot of dumb things. Let me tell you the dumbest thing I've ever done. I went to the University of Notre Dame. We took a program on the bottom. The last game before I got there, Miami beating us 58-6. We took that program to the very top. For 9 straight years, we went to a January 1 bowl, the sugar, the cut, the orange, and the fiesta. Nobody's done it before, nobody's done it since. We took it on top and we maintained it. It's the thing I regret more than anything else in my life. There's a rule of life. You're either growing or you're dying. The tree's either growing or it's dying. So's grass, so's are berries, so's are business. Doesn't have a thing to do with age. Has everything to do, are you trying to get better or are you just trying to maintain? We finished second in the country at Notre Dame. Everybody called me an idiot. That idiot finished second. Guy finishes last in medical school, they call him doctor. Doesn't seem But you get on top, say, this is pretty good. We got a good life here. We're winning every year, we're on top. Let's not change anything. Anytime you try to maintain any phase of your life, you have no excitement. You have no enthusiasm. When I left Notre Dame, I never thought I'd coach again. Where do you go from Notre Dame? According to my mother, go directly to heaven and you sit by the Pope. You know. Then I went to live in a town where the average age was deceased. And I found out I wasn't tired of coaching, I was tired of maintaining. See, that's why it's so important, is to have things you want to achieve. Look at me. I'm 5'10", 152 pounds. Wear glasses, speak with a lisp, have a physique, it appears like I've been inflicted with very, very scurvy most of my life. I never had any goals. I remember in the first grade, Sister Mary Baptist asked everybody, what do you want to be when you grow up? I want to be a fireman. I want to be a garbage collector. She said, that's weird. I said, but they only work on Tuesdays. That's the way I thought. Nobody from our family had ever gone to college, let alone graduate. I never had any dreams or goals. Lo and behold, I ended up at the University of South Carolina as an assistant coach under a guy named Marvin Bass many years ago. But wait, 8 months pregnant with our third child. We spent every cent we had in the bank for a down payment on home. I'm there 1 month. I pick up the paper, the state paper, the headline reads, Marvin Bass resigns. I said to my wife, I wonder if he's related to my coach. An hour later, I'm out of a job. They hired Paul Diesel. I didn't know him, didn't know anybody in South Carolina. I got retained. And after my wife gave birth to Kevin, who's now a lawyer, when he got out of law school, I said, what's the most important thing you learned in law school? He said, if somebody's going to go to jail, make sure it's your client, not you. I said, I am then a stay-at-home dad, feeling defeated. One day when the children take their nap, I get out this book, this little paperback book, The Magic of Thinking Big by David Schwartz. He talked about goals. And I got out a paper and a pencil. And I made 5 columns like he advised me to do. First column was things I wanted to accomplish as a husband and father. Ladies and gentlemen, my greatest feat by far is not coaching, not speaking, not TV. My greatest accomplishment by far is my family. And the best advice I ever received as a father is always make sure those children know how much you love their mother. More important than loving them. I've never said a negative word to my wife or about my wife in front of our children. Now in the bedroom, that's different. We've been married 58 years because I learned 4 things. You have to learn these as a husband. I was wrong, you were right. I'm sorry. Please forgive me, I love you. You did that, rest of it's easy. Column number 2 was things I wanted to accomplish religiously. God's important in my life. But I do not preach it, and I do not lecture it. I hope the way I live my life reflects the faith I have in God. Column number 3 was things I want to accomplish financially. Column number 4 was things I want to do professionally. I want to be a head coach. I want to coach at Notre Dame. I want to win a national championship. I want to be in the Hall of Fame. Column number 5 was things I want to do for excitement. First thing I put down, I wanted to jump out of an airplane. Not many people know, but I was an officer in the Army, and I was in Fort Campbell and watched them jump out of the airplane. And I have learned so much in the military. Every other year I go visit the troops abroad. Last summer I went to Korea to the DMZ Zone Camp Casey, Camp Humphrey. 3 years ago I went to Afghanistan. I didn't go where the politicians went. I went where the troops were. Had to fly on a Black Hawk helicopter. Had to wear a 35-pound flak jacket. Had to wear a helmet. Had an expert rifleman with me the whole time. When I got home, my wife said, were you ever scared? I said, not till I landed in Chicago. Then they give you a questionnaire. You go into a combat zone. Who do we contact in case of emergency? I put down a doctor. Then I wanted to land on an aircraft carrier. Wanted to go on a submarine. Wanted to be on the Tonight Show, Johnny Carson. Wanted to go whitewater rafting on the Snake River. I wanted to learn to do magic. I wanted to make a hole in one. I wanted to go to the White House for dinner. Wanted to visit with the Pope. Wanted to go to Pamplona and run with the bulls with a slower person. I had 107 on the list. My wife come home and I said, honey, we're going to Omaha. And she looked at it and she said, why don't we get a job? So we made it 108. And others, we've done 102. I've done everything I mentioned except run with the bulls. My youngest son has done that. But don't go through life and be a spectator. Decide what you want to do. What's your vision? What's your dream? Then answer these questions.